Let's get ready together while I share the story of how Jake and I met and started dating. Technically, Jake and I met when we were in 6th grade. We went to the same middle school together. I forgot, I have new makeup that I can try today. We were actually placed in the same class, but our class size was too big and I was transferred out. We didn't really talk or run in the same social circles until I would say about sophomore year to junior year of high school. A lot of stuff was going on in my life that kind of made me the way that I was, and that's a story for another time because I don't want to cry today. I was partying a lot, drinking a lot, dating a lot, and he was just came from a more stable home, had a more strict upbringing for the better. Beginning of junior year, a couple of our friends were dating and I thought he was really, really hot. He was like a tall blonde dude that played on the football team. Of course I thought he was hot. I was also a cheerleader that year, and for Halloween every year the cheerleaders would wear the football players' jerseys. I really wanted to wear his jersey, but a girlfriend of mine was like, no, I called it first. And so I was really sad. New eyeshadow palette. Let's see if I like this color. I'm just like winging it with the new colors here. Oh, I kind of like it just for like an all over every day. This is Wanderer by Tartlet palette. That New Year's Eve, we were at the same New Year's Eve party and I was really drunk. I went up to him. I tried to introduce myself. I said, hi. And he goes, hey, and then walked away, and I was crushed. One of our mutual friends that were dating actually sat next to him in, I think it was biology class, and asked him, hey, would you ever be interested in dating Samantha Minor? That was my last name. And he was like, yeah. So that night he slid into my DMs, and by that I mean he sent me a MySpace message and asked for my number. We started talking and texting every single night, and there was a big dance in February, the Sweethearts dance, and I had heard that he was going to ask me, and I was so thrilled. I remember running into the bathroom to talk to my girlfriends because I was so nervous about it, and as soon as I come out of the bathroom, he was standing right there with 3 roses and asked me to the dance in front of the girls' bathroom. Of course I said yes though. This was also when things were getting really bad in my house. My parents were fighting. I ran out of the house. I ran to 7-Eleven before I went over to a girlfriend's house to grab a Slurpee and some hot fries, which was like my go-to snack back then. I was just like really upset and wasn't paying attention. So apparently Jake was also at the 7-Eleven and tried to say hi to me, and I didn't even see him, and I just kept driving. We were both in our cars. And later he texted me like, ouch, burn. And I was like, what do you mean? And he's like, I saw you at the 7-Eleven. It's like, oh, sorry. I was having a rough day. We went to the dance. It was so much fun. I had the best time with him. He was such a gentleman. Every time we went on a date, like before and after that, he would always come to the door. He would always drive me wherever we were going for dinner, would pay for dinner. He was very, very like gentlemanly for a 16-year-old. I want our boys to be like that one day though. Chivalrous. Chivalrous, that's the word. I just realized I have to leave in 5 minutes for a dentist appointment, so we're gonna whip through this. One night we're talking on the phone and he goes, I have something important to ask you tomorrow. I was like, oh, I wonder what that is. Show up to school the next day, and every single class or like passing period, he would come up to me with a note card with like a little rhyme on it and a rose. I would have to like fill in the blanks of what the missing word was. It was really funny just because everybody kind of like knew what was going on. At lunch, there's actually this like big lawn that everybody used to sit on to eat their food. It was like bigger than a football field. It was huge. I definitely put that way too far up on my face. I just watched him walk across the entire lawn to give me like my 4th card of the day. At the end of the school day, the cards all spelled out, will you go out with me? And of course I said yes. He really became my support system and my best friend, to the point where like it was so bad at my house that I moved into his parents' house senior year of high school. I've really got to go fast because I've got to leave right now. We also applied to all of the same colleges and decided that we were going to go to San Diego State together. I remember there was like this one poster where everybody would put what school they were going to, and the guidance counselor said to Jake, do you really think you guys are going to be together when we come back for this 10-year reunion and both of your names are at this college on this poster? And Jake was like, yeah, I do. I can't remember exactly what the guidance counselor's response was, but it wasn't very nice. But if there's anything I know, it's that the person who's always had the most faith in our relationship is Jake. Like, I have always had a lot of faith and trust in our relationship, but that man was there for me before I even knew it and was dedicated and committed. His youth pastor also took him out to lunch one day and told him to stop dating me because I was not a Christian yet. But he didn't listen because he loved me and he had faith in us, which is rare at 16. We both went to San Diego State. He studied finance, I studied marketing. We graduated spring of 2012 and then got married literally 2 weeks later. And that is the story of how Jake and I started dating, and then eventually went to college together, got married, yada, yada, yada. But I've got to go. Love you guys.